From the Kendall Ice Arena in Kendall, Florida, University of Miami Hockey is on the air. Welcome in, everybody. Justin Cohen, Connor Stein joining you here for a Division III matchup. It's the University of Miami and the University of Florida. Connor, Miami lost to these Gators yesterday. What does Miami need to do to get this turned back around?
Ramp up the intensity is my number one point of the whole game. The lack of energy was really a poignant point of the whole game yesterday, and they just need to bring more heat and bring more fire to the bench. A lot of the guys were just hanging heads, and Florida just kind of came in here, took care of business, and felt comfortable doing so, and Miami's got to do better offensively, defensively, and effort-wise. That's how they're going to win this hockey game and potentially secure a spot in the College Hockey South Division III.
Well, Miami has Harlan Jackson in net. Harlan Jackson, of course, finished the last game, and he will play all 60 minutes most likely tonight. Miami going right to left, and Florida left to right. Miami in the whites with the blue, the green trim as Nathan Koo's helmet comes off, and there's a penalty coming on
game
that play.
Just started, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not even enough time for me to tell you that Florida is wearing the black with the orange numbering and white lettering, as that penalty, I believe, will be a boarding call.
It's going to be on Jugna there.
It's going to go on Jugna, yes. That's Tristan Jugna from Orlando, Florida. The fourth penalty he's taken this season, just 6 seconds into the game.
So this is what I'm talking about, though. This is how you ramp up the intensity, right? Florida tried to come out, establish the physicality early, but Miami now with an opportunity of their own.
It's a contact to the head roughing call. Just to wrap that up.
Yeah, that was a scary play right on the end boards here. I hope our camera picked it up. It was right on these end boards right here, and Nathan Koo lost his helmet in the process of the hit. So literally 6 seconds off the clock, and Miami's already on the man advantage.
Power play for the Hurricanes. Koo missed last night's game, back in today. Kind of a surprise addition to the lineup today. He ended up starting, and he's back on the bench, and he's all right. Face-off won by the Gators and sent all the way down. Jackson will play it behind the net. Jackson sends it up. It's played up on the right side there. Played up by the Hurricanes. That was Jonathan Notch who passed it to Gupta. Gupta lost it, and the Gators, Ferentz sends it down. John Joyce with it, and now he resets. I believe that is Michelini. Michelini comes over the blue line. Michelini on the right side. Michelini sends it back behind. Shot from the right circle, and that one goes just wide. Gupta give chase. That one went all the way out of the zone, and the Gators almost had an opportunity on a turnover. Minute 9 left in the power play, and 1 minute into this game. Penalty came just 6 seconds in. Here's Miles Hartung. Hartung sends it, and here come the Hurricanes. There's a snapshot, and that one is saved. Great look there by Dylan Seegerman. Seegerman getting into it with a couple players down there in the corner. And that was Jonathan Noss who ended up with the puck, I should say. Held in by Hartung. Hartung sends it down low. Asher Berman plays it but loses it, but the Hurricanes keep it in. Michelini gets a shot, and that one was tipped in front. And the goalie for Florida getting a stick on it, and here come the Gators. 19 seconds left. They're down a man. And that should all but do it for the power play. Just 10 seconds left, but Miami might be able to get one more shot off if they hurry. Hartung sends it all the way down, and Anzaldi gives chase. That's Joyce who gives chase. Joyce unable to win that race. It goes down the other way, and Miami will reset as we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Intercepted there almost. That was Morris for Florida, who had the interception, but he lost it quickly. Played back now into the offensive zone for the Hurricanes, where it's played there by Seegerman. Seegerman getting into a battle with a couple of players as well, and it is taken by Joyce. but lost by the Hurricanes, and back to the Gators. Gators bring it over the red line, and now on the left side over the blue line. Big hit there on Nicholas Renton. There'll be a whistle on the stoppage and play. They are going to call penalty on that hit. Looked like a clean hip check into the boards.
That's a call right there? From, looks like on the entry there.
Calling a high stick.
High stick, I guess. Maybe the John Joyce got his stick a little bit up too high after that hip check there, so.
It looked like a clean hit. The hit itself looked clean.
I was about to say it got him off the puck. It produced in Miami to get it out of their zone, and then all of a sudden now John Joyce is in the box, so Hurricanes
Florida,
get back in.
Florida getting their first opportunity on the man advantage with 17-18 left in the first period. Here's Renton. Renton has it at the point on the right side. Renton sends it down low. Played over to the played into the right side circle, and that was Kelly Bartlett, who has 9 goals on the season. Save made by Harlan Jackson. First real test for him.
Bartlett had a real good game last night, really controlled the pace of the offense for the Gators as Miami makes a defensive change on this penalty-killing unit.
Gators win that draw. Back to Renton. Renton, center point, over to the left side circle. A shot, and that was a little bit of a whiff, and it went wide to the left. Here's Hugh Leahy. Back to the point. Back to the right side now. Jackson coming out of his net and covers up. One thing about Harlan Jackson, when he's on, he will be making some weird plays. He makes weird saves. But weird is cool as long as he does it right.
Yeah, well,
Harlan Jackson is not a traditional goalie.
He's going to get tested a lot tonight. Jamie Brooks was in between the pipes last night. Got tested a lot, and the defense of Miami was not the strongest it's always been, so he's got to look. He's going to take a lot of shots tonight.
Hartung sends it all the way down, and the Gators will reset behind their net. 16:30 remaining here in the opening frame. 1:10 on the man advantage for the Gators. Renton, right side. Renton looking for help. Renton behind the net now. Sends it over to the left side.
Pass.
It was a good pass there, but Owen Ferentz couldn't get a good stick on it. Great job defensively by the Hurricanes. 54 seconds on the man advantage for the Gators. Kept in Leahy, left side. Played down
Watch
low.
back door.
Played over to the right side. Save made by Jackson. Jackson was watching for that back door, and he saw the puck all the way through.
They had exactly what they wanted with Jugna on the back door. Just an even better pad save by Jackson.
Bartlett, left side, shoots it wide. Might have tipped off a University of Miami stick. Michelini over to the corner to play it. Nope, that was Noss, who ended up playing that puck. And Noss gets it back and sends it back to the neutral zone with 12 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Gators. That was Tristan Junga, and he couldn't get a good look at it, but now they still have it as the penalty expires. Played behind the net now. Trying to get a wraparound. They can't do that. That was Jingwen Zhang, who was trying to wrap around, but he couldn't do it. Sent all the way down by the Hurricanes, and that one will go for icing. 15:03 remaining in the opening frame. We're scoreless.
They're going to put the Hurricanes, they were trying to make a couple of changes there with Miles Hartung and Ethan Block, and they're going to have to head back on the ice because of the icing. But good penalty kill there. Hey, Florida had their chances, absolutely, but hey, Harlan Jackson with a little bit of experience in the Division II level, transitioning that over to the Division III level, having a great start to this game.
Well, Hurricanes end up with that puck, and they're able to get it out to a neutral zone, so Junga just dumps it in, and Gators gave chase, but ends up on another Hurricane stick. Now they can't get it out of the zone. They do now. Tried to play that up for Joyce, but Joyce was unable to play it. Already seen a bit more energy out of Joyce. There's a big hit there by Hartung, and you never want to be the guy who gets hit by Hartung. He is a big force on the ice. Here's Zhang. Over the right side circle, a shot blocked. That was Shane Rosenthal on the shot attempt. Over to the left side, shot score. Gators take the lead, and it's 1-0.
Wow, what a beauty of a shot right there. well, and it's been happening a lot this game.
Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about the technical issues there, but we are back in action. Thank you for noticing the no sound. I'm Justin Cohen alongside Connor Stein. Apologies for our technical difficulties there, but we are back in action. You didn't miss much. It's 1-0 Florida. 9:15 remaining here in the opening frame. Played back to the point, and there's a shot, and that one saved through traffic by Harlan Jackson. Just to give you a quick recap, I don't even know who scored that goal for the Gators.
I believe it was Jugna.
Yes, it was. You're right.
Jugna.
So it was Tristan Jugna, his second of the season.
Yeah, but so far Florida has completely controlled the offensive side the offensive aspect of this game. So Miami has got to start cleaning things up defensively.
Centering pass, and that one is blocked and then saved, and sprawling out was Jackson. One of the Miami players was able to get it under him to cover
How about some
up.
more extracurriculars?
Yeah, some extracurriculars, and Jackson just darts out of the way. He says, you know what, we've already had a goalie suspended today, so I'd rather not get involved in this.
Offensive draw here for Florida. We've had a couple of penalties to start this one. There's also a couple of goals as well, and we're just heading into the 11-minute mark, so.
Well, with that icing, why don't you just run through the summary of what everybody has seen but not heard?
Looks like Dylan Morton was actually awarded the goal there. It was a point shot. He got the goal, or he got the assist there from Coey Winch for the Gators, so Miami needs to start cranking it back in, but also Miami also got that too many men on the ice call that is causing Florida a lot of lucky buck pounces just like that.
Yeah, good shot there, but Jackson able to make the save on that play. And just to put a bow on that for Morton, then it was his third goal of the season, as there's going to be a holding call here on the Gators.
I think they might call it a trip there.
The referee was signaling holding.
Signaling foul hold. I saw stick hold. Yep. Good call,
Yep.
Justin.
Yep. So it will be another power play for the Hurricanes.
This is where you got to take advantage, though, as Centelaris goes to the box.
Face off won by the Hurricanes. Played back to the point, and a shot save made.
That
And it
shot
goes all
kind
the
of
way down.
caught the UF goaltender by surprise. It seemed like Michael Knotts he was not expecting him to just take the shot from the blue line, and Miami with another shot.
And Stenzel with the glove save, and maybe it came as a surprise because Stenzel really hasn't seen a lot tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Florida's been in Miami's end a lot. It was exactly the same last night as well, and they're just, as I was saying earlier, just reiterating exactly what they were doing last night. And, I mean, Miami just needs a little bit more energy.
Sent out of the zone and back to the neutral end. The Hurricanes will have to reset. Hurricanes doing what they can, but it ends up going off of Ferris's stick, and Michelini comes all the way back toward the red line to reset. Nathan Koo over the blue line. It's clean. Koo whiffs on it.
Puck was stuck in the states there of Morris, but it was shot immediately down.
Yeah, Michael Noss came in to play that as well. Speaking of, here's Michael Noss with the puck.
Ooh.
Intercepted. Here come the Gators. It's a 2-on-2, and that shot just goes high.
I
I think that's a lot of what, we were talking about that last night when I was doing the PA announcing, is that shot goes off the goalie. That was a great opportunity there for the Hurricanes from Noss as well, Jonathan Noss. And what I was going to say, just to finish that thought, was we were talking about it in the box when I was doing the PA announcing last night, that the Hurricanes got very lucky last night that this game was closer. If they were playing some of the other teams in this conference, it may have been a little bit more lopsided of a score.
Yeah, exactly. They just hasn't really been what Miami's wanted this weekend.
Yeah, and Miami has, in fairness, later on in that game, they definitely turned up the heat. As that one goes all the way down, will be an icing as the penalty had expired.
Yeah, Florida gets a lot of grade A opportunities, but once again, it's just the Miami goaltending that just comes up really strong. Jamie Brooks, and then also with Harlan Jackson coming in. Both goaltenders with a strong start of the period.
Well, it's what you do with those opportunities, and Miami just hasn't done a lot with those opportunities. Hartung has a shot blocked. That was a really good look for him to get that shot off. Here comes Wang. Wang shot, and that one is blocked and saved by the pads of Jackson. Now in front, and they can't get a shot off.
I gotta say, one thing about this Florida team, you can tell they practice plays a lot. They set up exactly how they practice, and it shows that practice really helps out.
Practice makes perfect. That's
exactly
what they taught me in school. But I never practiced, so maybe that's why I'm not perfect. Brought down. Here come the Hurricanes. Here's Seagerman with the sharp angle shot, and that one saved. Might have actually gone off the side of the net. Seagerman was giving chase, and he was tied up, but he was finally able to get free. But it might have been a little bit too late. Riley sends it down. And it's played now by Del Duco. Del Duco loses it, though. And it's played right back to the Gators in the slot, and that one shot just high. Grade A opportunity there for Xavier Morris, the Bentonville, Arkansas native. Riley loses it. Lang now battling for it. And Del Duco getting involved now, too.
Good interception there.
Yeah, great job by the Hurricanes, but they send it down, and this one's going to be on net, so there will be no icing on the play.
Ooh,
and Adam Riley.
Big hit in the boards there.
He was just hit after he had possession of the puck. There's Anzaldi. But they lose it very quickly, and the Gators get it right back. Bistro sends it down. Bartlett chasing. Bartlett gets it, loses it quickly. Here's a one-time shot by Duncan, and the save made.
Hey, I mean, Miami, they had their fair chances offensively with Seagerman on the other way, but Florida still establishing the offensive pressure as referee seems like.
Yeah, there was somebody, I think, with a flash photography maybe.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I saw that light as well. So the referee just saying, hey, if you don't mind, you can take pictures, but turn that flash off.
It was a little distracting now that you mentioned it.
They weren't taking pictures of you, okay? Played up on the right side. Here's a shot as they've made. Rebound loose. And it's still loose. And now Koo coming in on the left side. Koo has some help. Pass, shot, and save made into the netting.
Back-to-back great saves.
I want to take a look at the saves by Jackson, though.
Let's see if we got it at the end of this. You see Florida really come in here.
Chance. Jackson makes the initial save and keeps it from getting any worse. 3:45 remaining here in the period.
It's 3 chances there for Florida. They couldn't get it home. Great pad work there by Jackson.
Nas sends it back. But Hartung can't get a stick on it, and there's going to be a penalty behind the play. It looks like it's going to be on Jonathan Nas.
Michael Nas.
Excuse me, Michael Nas. Thank you.
No, it was Jonathan. It's Jonathan. Yeah.
Well, you're just. You're whispering.
Brotherly.
You were whispering sweet nothings in my ear. I hear Michael Nas, and I'm like, wait, am I wrong?
No, it's Jonathan Nas, one of the great players on this Miami team. I gotta say, he's got 13 goals for this Miami squad, and that's a huge loss to put in the box. Not only are you on the power play or on the penalty kill, your best player arguably is actually not arguably.
Arguably? Yeah. Junga almost lost it on the blue line. Let's see what that call was. It's just a roughing call behind the play. So the Hurricanes send it down with 3:15 remaining in the opening frame. 1-0 the score. Here's Zhang. Sends it down. He had Rosenthal, but instead he sent it in. Zhang giving chase into the corner. He gets it back. Zhang back to the point, left side. Pass down low, left side circle, and that one's blocked before it makes it through. 2:46 remaining in the period, 1:14 on the power play for the Gators. Sent back around, good cycling here by Florida. Played back over to the right side. Back down low, that was Rosenthal who fed it, and Junga unable to hold on to it, and skirts all the way down.
A little bit of a break there off the missed pass from Florida, and now they can't corral it. So, hey, if you're Miami, take possession of this puck and try to drain some of this penalty.
Well, that's exactly what Michelini decided to do, and he just ripped that off the glass. I think he was trying to do a trick shot there. And Chris Michelini, hopefully we're going to have a chance to talk to him after the game, has played in all 4 games now this weekend. So a true Ironman, shot save made there by Jackson. We'll take a look at that one again.
Let's see. Florida does a great job getting in the zone with a ton of speed. She is right now. I know Riley ends up catching this pass and getting a great shot on net, but it was not enough for Harlan Jackson to miss it. Good save by him.
Yeah, Harlan Jackson looking really good right now. Here's Riley again, and he intentionally shoots that wide, trying to find some help. This is the Harlan Jackson, by the way, that we've seen, that we saw last year. This is the Harlan Jackson that won them a national title. We've been waiting to see this Harlan Jackson this season. Here's Mistro. Mistro loses it. It's taken back by Leahy, intercepted by the Hurricanes. There's Hartung. Hartung battling for it. And Miles Hartung has really improved over the course of this season as Mistro sends it down and around. He's still a very physical player. He's still a very tough player. He still has a little bit of an anger to him as we're under a minute remaining here in the first period. But he has definitely grown in just his ability to play the puck.
Whoa!
A piece of stick goes flying as it looks like it was a Hurricane stick. It looks like it was, it's going to be a penalty on the Hurricanes out of this. Well, that's unusual.
Did not really see what happened there. I just saw a stick fly in the air.
Arthur Shara-Buriak's stick went flying, and it looks like he's going to be rewarded for that with a penalty.
Shara-Buriak still trying to get on the board this year, but ends up in the penalty box. The St. Charles, Illinois native with 36.1 seconds left in this first period. 1-0.
Delay of game is the call.
Huh?
Delay of game?
Huh?
I don't know.
Interesting call there. As I was thinking maybe high stick, maybe something along the lines of that.
I thought maybe he had a stick slashed and, that caused it, but I don't know. Because I didn't see the puck go up. I saw the stick go up. Unless he didn't put the stick down in time, I don't know.
Because usually you see that when they fling it up, right? You see it when they fling the puck up. It goes out of play. It doesn't touch any part of the glass or anything like that. So unusual thing happening here, but Florida with an opportunity.
15 seconds left in the period. Florida with maybe one more chance. Good hit there with the shoulder into Wang. That was Ethan Block. As we're down to 5 seconds left here in the period. 1-0, the Gators on top. And you know what? In all honesty, if I'm Miami, I'm okay with that. With the amount of penalties that the Hurricanes took in that period and how lopsided the shots on goal is going to be, I would gladly take down 1-0 versus the alternative.
Yeah, this is very similar to how the game was yesterday. Florida completely controlling the whole first first period regarding offense, but only 1 goal scored thanks to the goaltending of the Miami Hurricanes. So Miami just got to do a lot better in the special teams department. They've got to do better in defending, helping Harlan Jackson out. He's taking a lot of shots here today, and they've got to start doing something quick if they want to turn the tides on this, because Florida's completely trolling offensively.
Well, I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about our Venmo page. Let's talk about that. Don't forget to, as our graphics team, there it is. We've got it. There's a chance that this D3 team could be playing in 2 weeks in beautiful Coral Springs, Florida, at the Florida Panthers Ice Den. But we need your help. Not only do we need the players on the ice to be successful, but we need to help get them to Coral Springs. We need to help get some of our players, hopefully, to Nationals in Jacksonville. And we just need to help continue to build this program. So please, if you can, scan that QR code. Help us out. We'd love to hear from you if you have already donated. Whatever you can, whatever helps. Any little bit is great for us. So thank you so much for those who have donated. And if you haven't donated already, please do, and help us out, help our program out. So at the end of 1 period of play, your score is 1-0 Florida on top of Miami. We'll be back with the second period in about 15 minutes here on the University of Miami Hurricanes Hockey Network. Back here for the start of the second period, and here for the play-by-play, Connor Stein.
Welcome back into Kendall Ice Arena here in Kendall, Florida. University of Miami Hurricanes taking on the University of Florida Gators. Just to kind of set the scene a little bit, Miami taking a penalty at the end of that first period. Arthur Shuriak heads into the box, so Miami starts this one down a man for 1 minute and 23 seconds. Fresh set of 20 minutes though, Miami scoring their all whites, Florida in their all blacks. I'm Connor Stein, joined with my good friend Justin Cohen. Justin, we've been talking about this one all night. This one's been kind of a one-sided affair. It might not show in the score, but pretty controlled by Florida.
Yeah, the Gators definitely dominated in the shots department. The Gators are definitely the better team out here, but Miami holding their own and staying in this one.
Hey, only with down a goal, that's still got to be a feel-good point, as there's a battle in the corner there with Miles Hartung over a Gator.
They've just got to be a little bit more disciplined.
Exactly. And it gets cleared out there. Duncan retrieves it on the blue line.
Because even though the power plays haven't really hurt them yet, it's like a ticking time bomb with how many.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Harlan Jackson can only be so good between the pipes. And he's made some remarkable saves within the first period. We saw a lot of second attempts there that were right on. As there's a shot attempt. Rebound. Lee Hay goes just wide. Oh, right across the crease. The net goes off, though. Looks like it's going to stay on. They didn't blow that dead, but usually they do. It looks like they're just going to put it back on.
Yeah, I think the best thing for Harlan Jackson was actually playing that third period in a weird way. I think it actually kind of calmed him down.
Loosened him up a little bit.
Yeah. You know, he hasn't played a lot of D2 hockey this season, and I think that maybe he just got a little bit of a confidence boost.
Florida pressuring hard here. Duncan at the blue line. They pressure hard. Right in front. Jackson goes side to side, but the Gators couldn't find it on there. Leahy tries to get it across, but it's stick check there by Noss. Noss can't get out of the zone. Great defensive play there by the Gators. Leahy goes it right back, and Miles Hartung has no idea where the puck is. He gets yelled at by his teammates as Jonathan Noss comes in right now. He takes a quick shot, just goes high.
Jonathan Noss has a really, really good shot. We're watching him develop right before our own eyes, and it's really interesting when you have the opportunity to see twins play, right?
Yeah.
You see Jonathan, you see Michael, and they have they're very similar players, right? But you really see the development in Jonathan, and Michael's kind of stayed where he's at.
With 13 goals this year from Pitcott, Massachusetts, he's definitely made his mark here on this Division III team, as well as the Division II level as well, as this one gets picked up.
It just kind of amplifies how much work Jonathan has put in, and it's not a knock on Michael because they both have very good abilities, very good raw talent, but you could just see how much effort Jonathan has put in this season.
This one heads the other way for an offensive zone draw for the Hurricanes. They made a couple changes. One
of the other things I want to talk about is, going back to talking about Harlan Jackson, and I'm actually going to hold this thought here and see what happens on this draw, so go ahead.
John Joyce wins it back from Temper. Quick try there from Inzaldi that gets blocked. Here comes Jang. He's got Temper. Right across, Temper. Great save there by Harlan Jackson. Side to side.
Much better opportunity for me to talk about Harlan Jackson. One of the things that's been interesting to watch this season as players kind of go up and down and back and forth, there's a group of players that are only D2. There's a group of players that are only D3. There's a group of players that kind of go back and forth, and some of them have played multiple games this weekend. It's tough to manage those egos on some of those D2 and D3 players. But I think from the goaltending core, all three of them really bought in and said, you know what, there's three of us. There's two teams. It's a numbers game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's only so much that we can do. And Harlan missed a lot of the first half of the season. He had a lot of things going on. He's obviously they're all students first, and he has a lot that he's doing. outside of hockey to grow his education. That puck almost went offsides.
That was close there. Morgan was the assistant captain for the Gators. As that one gets shot all the way down, no one tipped that one for the Canes, so that will go down for an icing.
But as he's gone through the season, he hasn't gotten the most routine reps as some of these other guys, the other two goalies, have had. So he's been a little rusty, been a little raw. I think that's affected his abilities this season and inflated his numbers a little bit. But these goalies don't have that D2 and D3 mentality. They say, we're here to play. We're going to play, and we don't care where and when it is, we're going to play.
Exactly. That's what kind of mindset you want on a program that's always growing and will continue to grow throughout the next couple of years. Is Florida leaving off right where they left off. Rory Dawson tried to get the stick check, shot right on, and saved there by Harlan Jackson.
And I've had some conversations with Coach Amello and some other people around the team, and I think the general sentiment is, it was ambitious to launch a Division III team. It was the right time to do it, but also an ambitious venture. And we knew there were going to be growing pains. And in this case, especially later on in the season, a lot of players being picked up to the D2 team.
Gupta with a quick shot. That goes just off the pad of Stenzel. Another quick try goes wide as well. Man, talk about Owen Gupta, though. One of those guys you kind of see at both levels.
Yep.
And he's spent a majority of his time at the Division III level, but has gotten more reps as the season has gone on at the Division II level.
And he had a very good season last year at the Division II level. So that was a hard transition for him at the Division III level, I should say, with the team last year, with the main team. So it was a hard transition for him to remain with the D3 side while most of his teammates went up to D2. But he's done a very good job, and he's proven himself.
Yeah, as we know, this Division III team's pretty young. They got a lot of freshmen. As there's a quick opportunity for Florida, and the great save there by Harlan Jackson. See, this is like the lazy plays in the defensive zone that you were probably just about to talk about.
Well, and that's a lot of what you're telling what I'm going to say now. My gosh,
no,
I'm just going to leave.
Go ahead,
you finish up.
No, I mean, like, you were like, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's one of the things with a young team, right? They're going to make those lazy mistakes. Now, I think one of the issues that this D3 team has had is that those mistakes haven't really been cleaned up as the season went on. I think if you look from game one to where we are now, it's a night and day turnaround, but it's still not where Coach Amello wants it to be. Yeah,
it's just been like a development kind of year for, I'd say, both teams, to be honest. D2 kind of turned on quicker than D3 did. That's also just because of the talent gap. They're just such a talented group of guys. They won the national championship at the Division III level last year. Adding some new pieces, obviously, even some transfers coming in. But, this team they've had to take a developmental kind of year. So we'll see how it is next year, obviously. So make even a chance in the playoffs, too.
Just to finish that thought from earlier, here comes Nas. Let's see what he can do.
Nas with a try that goes wide. Another opportunity right on. And it's saved within the pads of Stenzel. So, Stenzel didn't even know he had that.
So just to finish that thought, personnel-wise, I think Miami was probably a year behind in getting 2 full teams, right? But you got to start somewhere. They knew there were going to be growing pains. They knew this was going to happen. And I think Coach Amello has done a good job of trying to balance out his needs, right? He wants to be successful at the highest level, the Division II level, but he also wants to make sure that these guys get games in, because you never know when you're going to be the one who's called up to that Division II team.
Yeah, he was talking about earlier, when I talked to him earlier in the season, as Florida has a good opportunity. Good stick check there by Shara Burek. He was talking about how he wants this team to be competitive, and he wants his other team, his Division II team, to kind of be competing for national championships.
And at the end of the day, Miami sits at the last game of the season still with a chance to make the playoffs at both the Division II and Division III level.
Harlan Jackson went way out of his net, tried to play the puck there, almost ended up with a empty net as Riley keeps it in for the Gators. Not for long, though, as Jonathan Nuss has a 2-on-1 opportunity. A little bit too far, though, so Florida gets it back. Temper now. High circle goes just high off the glass. Riley now for the Gators. He springs it forward for Koo. He's been kind of in and out in the last couple of games. It's saved there by Stenzel.
Yeah, Koo missing the game yesterday, but back in the lineup today. We saw in the first 6 seconds of this game, he took a very hard hit into the boards, but he's looking all right.
Lost his helmet in that process, and Miami wasn't able to take advantage of that opportunity, and hasn't been able to take advantage of any of the other opportunities, the very little opportunities that they've had this entire game, because it's mostly been all Gators here at Kendall, despite the score. Miami, though, you know how fast this can turn on a fly, though. This can really flip a switch. All Miami needs is just a burst of speed, and they can get right back tied into this game.
And that's what we saw last night. I'd say they got the midnight push, right? Right around midnight, they looked like they were just starting to, get their feet on them and start to, get into the game. And they actually ended up making it a close game.
Yeah, the 4-1 loss. They got the goal late, but they only really found their gas at the end of the game. So Miami needing to play all 3 periods, so far losing the first one. Morris in the corner.
And a 4-1 loss, but really 3-1 because of the empty netter.
Wang tries to get that puck down for the Gators, and Jugna's able to collect it.
And that was something we hadn't seen out of Coach Tom this season, or really since he's been with the team, is he tends to keep his goalie in the net down 2. So that was a rare chance.
Opportunity right in front. Wow, the rebound there. You know how Jackson loves to give up rebounds. He's one of those goalies that gets kind of sporadic in net, but as you were saying, it's chaos, but it's like organized
It's
chaos.
Controlled chaos, yeah. And that's what Harlan Jackson does, but those rebounds go so far.
Jugna right in front. An opportunity. It's in the back of the net. They score. Coley Winch.
Well, unfortunately for Harlan this time around, that puck actually went over his shoulder. You'll see it. You might be able to see it here. He really wasn't able to get anything on it. It just kind of went up above him. And he made himself even taller, and somehow the puck went above him and just dropped straight down and into the back of the net.
Yeah, you saw Michelini there. 2 kind of defensemen just kind of standing there while the puck kind of goes over Harlan Jackson. You don't usually see a puck fly over a goaltender and into the back of the net, but that was the situation there. And Miami going down 2-0 here. 11:30 left to go in the second period. Quick shot right on. That's one of those shots that looks like not harmless. Another opportunity. Gators trying to wrap around. Good job by Michael Noss in the corner to clear that out. Not for long though. Redson from distance. It's blocked. And Gupta's able to pick it up. It's taken up once again, though, by Duncan for the Gators. Thing ahead there for Leahy. Leahy right in front. And it's saved there by Jackson. A little bit extra push there on Jackson after he saved it. He got stick there. And Skinger shoved him to the wall to defend his goaltender. It looks like they're both going to head to the box.
I think they're at least getting the one. I don't think they're getting the other.
No, they're going to get them both.
Okay.
They're going to get them both.
I wasn't sure if they were going to call the extra hit on Harlan.
They definitely got...
Yeah, they called that slash.
Slash.
Yep. So the slash was for the slash on Jackson, and then the rough was for afterwards.
I don't know if they were going to call that.
No, but that's, sometimes it's good to get involved and maybe take an extra penalty. Not always. It's not the playbook that wins you games, but it's the playbook that wins you momentum.
Exactly. Momentum has been a massive part of this University of Miami hockey program. We see how they feed off both teams, especially at the Division II level. Miami still trying to establish themselves here at the Division III level. Temper now for the Gators goes through neutral ice. He's got a ton of speed. This kid can really fly. He gets some space and a great save there by Jackson.
You see a lot of these guys on the UF team that they have some very good talent, and the Gators are in a very similar situation to Miami with 2 teams, but their top team is the D1 team. So a lot of the guys that you're going to see on their D2 team, or D3 team rather, probably have D2 talent.
As this one gets sent all the way down, Nas wasn't able to connect that. As he was shoved off there by Duncan Renton behind the net now. Minute 30 left to go in the 4-on-4. Duncan now crossing the blue line. He comes right in, gets time and space, he scores!
That was a thing of beauty for Duncan.
Yeah.
He skated right in and kind of toe dragged over toward the slot and was able to get that home.
See that, just a great move coming across the blue line. Makes a good move to deke the Miami defender. Nets it. And with a minute 20 left to go in the 4-on-4, the Gators go up 3-0. There's like a very, like these games that these two teams have played are very, very similar in stature, I guess you could say. Florida just not with too many explosive, like you don't see like
of all the goals in the weekend series, that was probably the nicest of all of them.
Exactly. And Florida's like one of those teams that's very calm. They're very calm, cool, and collected. They just come into games and they just take them. And Miami's has just not been able to find a footing in this one.
Yeah, that was one of the things I noticed yesterday from the PA announcer's booth. You really get a different perspective when you're in there. You see these guys, kind of how they react on the bench, and that was 100% what you noticed with that team is they were calm, they were relaxed. There wasn't a ton of yelling, good or bad, right? It was very much, hey, we're here to do business. We're going to get this business done.
Just a disciplined group of guys as John Joyce goes through the center dot. He makes a good move on Jang.
And very aware of themselves, aware of the situation of the game, aware when the guys came into the penalty box, aware of timing. They were very, very smart players. They know what they're doing. They know what's going on.
Here comes Miles Hartung with a chance for John Joyce. Another deflection in front. Michelini gets it down to John Joyce right in front for Berman. Berman whiffed on the shot, and now it's out for Barlett.
I think Berman was trying the fall-down shot, trying to make it look pretty.
Good job by Michelini to cut off the Gators there. A little bit too far as that one goes down for an icing.
But you compare a Gators team to Florida Southern, who we saw just a few hours ago, and how they react on the bench, how they are on the bench. There was a lot of talking on the Gator bench yesterday, but it was light chatting. It was situational chatting. It wasn't talking about, hit this guy or, oh, yeah, this was. It was very methodical, just talking.
Skinger trying to light the fire for the Canes. There's a shot, goes just over the crossbar. Canes able to keep possession in the corner.
Where on the Florida Southern bench, it was a lot more yelling. It was
Skinger right on, sent wide.
It was a lot more on Florida Southern side, talking about, big plays and just a lot of. It was very loud.
Right in for Barlett. Backhand, they score. I gotta say, man, this Florida Gators team can really just turn on a dime.
Jackson's arguing for interference on that play.
Let's see if he has a valid case here. You see, Florida makes a good backhanded try.
Absolutely, he does. Absolutely, he was not pushed into, but.
Unfortunately, this is not the NHL.
Yeah.
That's where you got to say that. They don't have instant replay where you can go, hey, coach's challenge. That's just going to stand as a goal, unfortunately, for Jackson. Sometimes in these situations, you just get left out to dry, right? And this is what kind of happens last game with Jamie Brooks as well.
Well, this is always what concerns me with Harlan Jackson is, he, like we said, he doesn't play as consistently as the other two goalies. So, when he gets rattled, sometimes he gets rattled. And you just got to make sure that you rein him back in. And hopefully, he'll snap back into it. But really, none of those goals are his fault.
Battle down low now for the Gators. Barlett gets it right in front. Another try by the Gators, and it's sent wide. Morton is able to keep it in for Florida. Wrapped around. Miami, though, struggling here as it almost seems like a Florida power play, but they're able to clear it out up to Rory Dawson. Crossing the blue line, he takes a shot right on. See, but these are the kind of shots, like they're on net, but they're not
quality
good looks.
shots, right, exactly. And that one is not going to be icing.
Waved
Wow.
off at the last second.
Yeah, and Jackson didn't even attempt to play it because he thought the icing was coming. But, yeah, absolutely. If you're Miami, you really need to, get good shots at this point.
I mean, like it's a shot on goal, but it's not a good shot.
There's two schools of thought, right? Just get the puck on net and see what happens. But you can do that when you're doing what the D2 team did, and that was get some quality chances, quality looks. If you're not getting quality looks, then you might as well just not shoot the puck.
Well, also what you have to mention, too, is I've seen not much of crashing the net for Miami as well as there's a quick
So there's no help there. So why are you going to just get a quick shot off when there's nobody there to control the rebound?
Exactly. And Zalby tries to find Berman. Duncan from distance. It's deflected off of the 5 players in front of the net. Jing able to keep it in. It's off Rory Dawson's body. So this is where I see Miami very flat-footed right here. Duncan with a try, it goes just wide.
Good job by Harlan Jackson to get over there, and I think he may have gotten the stick on it.
Duncan in the corner, battled hard there with Ethan Block. Down low with Berman as well. 5:45 left to go in the second period. Kept in now by Renton. Turnaround try for Duncan right in front. The puck's still loose. Wang able to keep it. Somehow the Gators keep it. They just shoot it wide. Zhang on the missed opportunity. You just got to get it out of your own end here. I mean, this is a quality offensive time. This is what I'm talking about with quality opportunities. As you have a ton of people in front of the net as Rory Dawson stood up there by Duncan and sent down the ice. Icing waved off as Miami tries to make the defensive change. Rory Dawson unable to get off the ice as it's sent back down for an icing.
Yep. So one icing waved off, another icing called. And if you're Miami right now, you've got to capitalize on this offensive zone draw. There's just no – at this point, you're down 4-0 with 5 minutes left in the second period. You really need to get at least one, probably two before the whistle.
Blown dead. I think the official's going to maybe kick one of them off or maybe call a false start. Jonathan Noss in there. Yeah, the Florida Gator there kicked out. So Noss able to win that back this time. Michelini from distance. It's just wide.
That was a good shot, a good look.
Yep, exactly. Just needs to get it on net as Noss is on. He's got Berman with him, but it gets stripped there by the Gators. Temper is able to get it up to Zhang. Berman decked down there by Duncan, and the Gators keep possession. Temper now finds a little bit of space. Can't split the Miami defenders, so Miles Hartung will go. He can't get it past Temper, though. Temper, the bigger body, though, trying to battle with Temper. Trying to spring it free is the Gators. Look at this feed right in front. They're able to find it. Good shot by Riley and an even better save by Harlan Jackson. That's the awareness that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right there. It was right in the high slot. They had exactly what they wanted. You see that hockey awareness that they have? They just always look for the right pass. This is a high-level hockey team.
Yeah, and Jackson was on top of it the whole time, though, and that was a big save, a very good morale boost for him after the 4 goals against so far.
Zhang right on in, gets stick checked, gets a little bit loose, and Siegerman's able to push it free.
You're seeing a lot of these things that we saw in the D2 game that Miami was able to execute really well, getting the puck up ice, getting some breakaways or at least one-on-one chances. And, you know, the D3 side definitely a little bit slower in the neutral zone, and that's costing them here.
Exactly, but good job there by Miles Hartung to push it forward. Miami down 4, 3:40 left to go in this second period, but we really want to talk about how they can really get back in this game, and you start to look at just eliminating these kind of opportunities for Florida. they've had a ton of offensive zone time, and Miami's just got to maybe start drawing some penalties, just something to help them get in their offensive zone. Here comes Siegerman, tries to split 2 defenders. Florida had 4 guys back, so there's no way 4-on-1 was going to work there. 3:10 left to go. Lynch couldn't find the puck, so Miami's able to find it. Siegerman able to find Skinger, bouncing puck, and Zelminski's able to clear it out. Big physical confrontation there by Del Duco, and Jackson smartly elects to cover.
You know, I was playing indoor soccer the other day, and we had
Indoor soccer?
Yeah, we had 16 players, and it was too much. We just couldn't. Nobody could get anything going, so they said, "All right, let's take 2 off. Let's take 2 more off." And finally, we got to 6-on-6, and we were able to, actually move the ball around. It almost feels like that. It feels like there's one too many players out there, and if you just took one off, went 4-on-4, Miami might actually have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's great 5-on-5. They've absolutely dominated in that aspect of the game, but their power play is also nothing to scoff at as well. They have a great, untraditional, I would say, setup on their power play. We were talking about it yesterday on the broadcast as well, how they have that one. They usually have one player behind the net at all times, at least 1 to 2 behind the net, and that one gets shot wide.
Indoor soccer is a lot more fun than outdoor soccer, I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, do they have the AC on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. It's about, maybe even smaller than the hockey rink.
I mean, you can compare the sports for sure. I mean, the hockey's very similar to soccer in many aspects, but
I was the goalie because I don't like the fact that I can only use my feet in soccer. So,
more from distance and a good save there by Jackson.
So I play as the goalie so I can use my hands.
Hey, anything counts. What was your save percentage?
Bad.
How many goals did you allow there?
A lot.
It's okay, Hey, I was not good at soccer either, but this is why I played hockey a little bit. And
it was a lot of fun, though. I highly recommend it. There's a few places down here in South Florida. It's a lot of fun.
Back on the ice now for Jonathan Nuss. He's got Jugna on him. Florida able to clear it out. See, it seems like every single time Miami gets an offensive rush, Leahy comes the other way. Good chip there. Up to Nathan Koo. Nathan Koo, he's got a little space. He tries to get it across to Berman. Berman couldn't get his stick down to get the shot on.
And it seems like when Miami does get these good opportunities that they're either rushing the passes or they're just too hard on the passes.
Hard hitting into the board. You can hear it from here.
Nathan Koo is, I'll tell you, he may have missed yesterday, but he's getting enough bruises to make up for it.
This is the last minute of play in the second period.
Florida the other way. Barlett now right inside off the stick of one of the Hurricanes. Good job on the defensive side of that.
I don't think the stick was out there intentionally. I think that was just
Duncan from distance, just high. Jeez.
Just a good luck play.
Renson tried to get the shot on, but it's picked up by the Hurricanes. That's where I need a pass to connect. I mean, that was a potential 2-on-1 with Koo and Nas, 2 of one of your best offensive players. They can really fly, but Florida the other way. Right on for Roach. It goes wide. Duncan able to keep it in for the Gators.
Miami very lucky that the Gators are hitting everything but the net right now.
Nos able to find the bouncing puck. He's got Duncan on. Duncan can match his speed. Nos able to get the shot on, but just wide.
Yeah,
and
that one I think actually did get on net, and that was the best that he could do. He was able to see that clock right in front of him. He had about 5 seconds left, and he knew that he had to get that shot off quickly.
Yeah, the back half of that period really flew by. Not the whole lot of possession for Florida. Miami with some minimal offensive opportunities, but they were there. Some opportunities just couldn't hit the net. Just need to get a little bit more opportunities. And we'd like to thank our good friends at Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo Advisors.
Wells
That's right.
Fargo Advisors, thank you so much for your support of the University of Miami hockey program. And if you would like to support the University of Miami hockey program with the upcoming national tournament, College Hockey South tournament, please feel free, scan this QR code, type in the little username there. Anything helps from, let's see, Justin, what do you think? From anything from broadcast equipment to feeding the guys to getting the guys actually there on the bus. Anything helps.
I'll give you a bonus. If somebody donates $100 right now, I won't talk in the third period.
All right, put down in the chat. Put down in the chat if you do that.
I think somebody will make that donation.
Well, we always appreciate the support. And that will do it for this second period. Your score after 2, 4-0 Miami down by 4 to the University of Florida Gators. In just about 15 minutes, we will get set. Don't go anywhere.
Well, since nobody has commented that they donated $100, you're stuck with me. Justin Cohen, Connor Stein, we're going to have fun here in this third period. It's 4-0 University of Florida Gators on top of the University of Miami Hurricanes as we enter. Yeah, I know. Everyone wants to hear me, I guess. So, you know, as we enter the third period and the final period of play here at Kendall Ice Arena this season for the D2 and D3 teams.
Yeah, well, you know, this game has been pretty similar to the game last night, if almost identical. Miami down 4 coming into the last frame, just like they were last night, and they have to potentially overcome this 4-goal lead, but they've got to stop the top scorers of Florida, like a Barlett, Roach, Duncan. Duncan's really done a great job on the physical aspects of the game for Florida. So Miami, they've got to get Noss going. They got to get Skinger going. They got to get Koo going. Something's got to kick for Miami if they want to even crack into this the goal differential.
Well, here we go with the third period, and Miami's going to go right to left and Florida left to right. Miami in the white jerseys and Florida in those really nice black jerseys. Those are sharp jerseys.
I like the gator teeth. The gator teeth is like super sick.
Which do you like better? Do you like the gator teeth or do you like the snake skin on Florida Southern?
Oh, easily the gator teeth.
Really?
I grew up a Florida fan.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Don't say
I'll
that
always,
too loud.
This is the University of Miami broadcast, and I go to school there. Okay, so you know, I can show my two colors eventually, but you know the gator teeth is cool. You know, I kind of wish they did like a script, like like the script Gators.
Yeah,
I feel like that's cooler than the Gator head.
I think the D1 team has that actually.
Yeah, that would be. I like the all black, but I think the script would be cool.
Well, here come the Gators, and, well, there goes the puck. Oh, look at this. They put too much water down.
Once again, and Miami's going to clear it out somehow, so.
I laughed.
Oh, goodness.
There was a
collective
awe from the crowd there.
Decent draw tonight, obviously.
Everybody was watching that puck go down. They're going to make this a center ice faceoff.
I mean, to be fair, that was, if the Zamboni didn't just go on, that was going to be an icing. But, Florida hockey, got to love it. So, yeah, we'll start right out fresh. Ooh, big open ice hit there by Miles Hartung. And once again, the puck gets stuck on the ice. But, hey, that's just part of the things to get over it, right? They just get over the ice.
Well, we did hear the Zamboni when it was going around made a very loud noise at one point. So, kind of wonder if maybe that needs a little repair.
I don't know if it's going to get it, to be honest.
Well,
I don't think they're repair ice.
The good news is we don't have to worry about that until September.
Yeah, last regular season game of the year until the playoffs for this Division III team, and then also for the Division II team, hopefully, barring the thing tonight with the Lynn.
Lynn is playing at 8 o'clock here, so should be starting in about 40 minutes.
So Minsky shoots that one wide.
And for D2 fans, the scenario is this. Just making sure that you guys can hear us and everybody's, because we want to make sure that we let everybody know as there's a whistle and an icing call. The situation is this. If Lynn gets 1 point, then they are in. If Lynn gets 0 points, Miami's in.
So
it's that simple.
A tie or a loss for Lynn eliminates them.
Most likely. Most likely.
We'll
at
have
the end of the
true
day,
confirmation on
At
Monday.
the end of the day, we'll find out when College Hockey South posts their.
What I recommend is you guys tune into the not subscribe.
Just go to collegehockeysouth.com.
Follow College Hockey South on Instagram.
Go to collegehockeysouth.com and you'll figure it out with us.
Gupta with an opportunity right in front. That one goes wide. See, those were one of those opportunities.
That was Miami's best chance, I think, of the game.
Yeah. Glove loose. That Florida Gator lost the glove.
There's a stick somewhere. There's a glove somewhere.
Yeah, but kind of talk about how, like, the D2 team, why the game basically didn't matter today.
Yeah.
Talk about that?
Yeah.
Learned about that just after the broadcast.
Yeah, College Hockey South has some interesting rules, and unfortunately for us, they don't really publish these rules, which the teams are aware, but it is difficult for fans to keep up. So this is a rule that I've known about, but I don't know the full extent of how the rule works I didn't really know until after the game. So a lot of times teams will play each other 2 times in a season. Those 2 times count as division games. However, in the case of Florida Southern this year, Lynn this year was a 3-game series, but Florida Southern was a 4-game series. When the series goes more than 2 games, only 2 games count toward your league standings. Interesting, right?
Yeah, Florida right on. Having right where they left off. But seriously, this is an interesting point.
There's more. Not only do 2 games count, but it is the first game of each series that counts. So it's not
just so weird to me.
Yeah, it's not like the 2 games in Lakeland counted and these 2 games didn't. It's 1 and 1, but it's one specific game and another specific game, the first game of each series.
So that one goes down for an icing. Yeah, but
there was a little bit of a delay on that whistle to make sure the puck made it down, by the way.
As an interesting it's interesting, though, because when you see the College Hockey South post the records, right, there's a lot different
They
of a
are
record.
different than the records
Exactly.
that if you go look at the games, you look at the standings, the records are different.
Exactly. So it's pretty hard to follow, to be honest. And I just kind of wanted to come on here and kind of explain it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can get lost.
And that's also part of the reason why this D3 team is still eligible, because of the way the series works out and the way, in the case of Miami, and that was a nice shot that Jackson saved right in the breadbasket. But again, he let that rebound come up, and it ends up being sent all the way down for icing. But just to finish my thought, in the case of Miami, it's because other teams, their opponents, played more than 2 games against their opponents. So Miami's kind of reaping the benefits of that for other teams, where in the case of Miami's D2 team, it may actually potentially could lead to their demise in terms of playoff chances for the College Hockey South playoffs. Now, the playoffs for the AAU national title are a completely different story. Would you like me to continue?
Oh, quick shot, they score. Wow, what a beautiful goal there. And that was not a horrible point to pause on. 5-0 your score here. Let's see who got that goal there. I think that was Renton. My, oh my, what a beautiful goal, though. Let's kind of look over this.
Yeah, let's look at this goal.
It was in the low circle. He got the feed from one of his teammates
yeah.
and just ripped it top shelf.
he
It
came-
went off the top of the post.
Yeah, he came from the left side to the not really low circle, kind of mid circle, but he was able to snap that and it went high, top shelf. Very nice. I heard it hit some bar on the way through.
This beautiful goal as Florida goes up 5-0.
Yeah, sometimes you got to tip your cap. Florida has had a couple of lucky goals, but that one, they earned that goal.
They definitely earned at least 2 goals. That one from Duncan earlier
Yeah.
coming into the zone
These last 2 goals that they've scored.
it's just
Yeah.
special. They definitely will make some noise in the College Hockey South playoff Division III level, and then also potentially the national level, as well as Jackson's kind of taken out there behind the play. He looks like he's hurt.
That's the one thing that you don't need right now if you're University of Miami. You're already down a goalie, and Harlan Jackson's your only goalie in the building right now. So it looks like he's getting up, a little slow, but it looks like he's getting up, and he's going to be all right. And good job to blow the whistle there by the officials. And I'll tell you, I'll give credit where credit's due.
That last goal there from Renton, assisted by Duncan as well. Both of those key contributors of this University of Florida squad.
David Stenzel, the goalie for Florida, pounding his stick on the ice to salute Jackson. And it goes back to what we were saying before, just this UF team, you could tell that they're coached well, but they're coached well in terms of personality, right? They're taught not only to play the game the right way, but to be respectful. And that goes a long way at this level of hockey.
Miami loses that temper now, battles with Michelini. And Miami will cover. But, yeah, as you were saying, this is a team very mature and poised to make a run.
Which you really don't see. That was a lot of people were saying that was part of the reason why Miami did so well in their run, was because they were built as a D2 team, more mature, bigger. They played the game the right way last year. So a lot of people think that's why they made their run, and they thought, okay, well, they're a D2 team playing against D3 teams. And that's really what ended up happening, because half of their games were against D2 opponents. But those D2 games really taught them how to play the game the right way. D3, you get a lot more physical play in general, not out of this UF team, but in general, it's a lot more physical play, a lot similar to a beer league hockey game, right?
It's just, I'd say about a step up from high school.
Yes,
is what I would say.
Yeah. And then D2, you're really talking. There are some guys on those D2
Juniors.
teams that have the ability to maybe play NCAA D3, and then you go to D1 and that puck go in. Yes, it did. It's a goal. I don't know how that did.
That kind of wrapped around oddly there. Looks like Morris leading the line. Zelmensky.
Who wants it?
Looks like Zelmensky's going to get it. Let's check it out on the replay who actually got it here. But look, it kind of caused mayhem in the back. A little rebound given. We've been talking about the rebounds that. Oh, you see there in the replay, Jackson kind of turned his back.
Right, but it looked like the puck was going to go off the side of the net. And that's why I was shocked that it went in. Somehow made its way in. So now it's 6-0.
Wow, this one's really gotten away from Miami. Is just once again, they just need to show a little bit more effort here, as Florida's just controlled the pace the entire game.
One of the things last year I had the opportunity when I was at Nationals, I got to see all 3 levels plus the women's division. Our first day in town was the championship game for the D1, and I'll tell you, those D1 players, those D1 games were very, very similar to NCAA D1. I wouldn't say they're quite as good, as Jackson makes a save there, but it was somewhat comparable.
Yeah, there's some teams also at that level that openly recruit.
Yeah.
Which is a big point to mention as well. I know I'm just a couple minutes away from the University of Tampa.
Yep.
They're one of the teams that openly recruits. I've been to their home ice arena, Clearwater Ice Arena, and they've got it all over the place about how they're like all this and everything. But it's just a different level.
Yeah. And it really is incredible. Just I guess I'll start reminiscing now, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But I've been doing this since the 2018-19 season, and to see where the state of collegiate club hockey has come, and especially here in the state of Florida, from 2018-19, really after the pandemic.
Whoa.
There's going to be, oh boy.
Don't mean to cut you off there, Justin, but we got a little bit of skirmish in the corner as there's going to be at least one penalty.
There was a hard hit there. I don't know if it was a boarding call.
I think they might get a board, and then there was also
a little bit of retaliation.
Look at this right now. They're chatting it up a little bit of Hurricane.
Yep.
It's Ethan Block, and they're going to. I'm sure they're saying nice things to each other right now.
Oh, they're saying great things. There's a hooking call against the Gators, and it looks like that's it.
Yeah, I think it was just the hook, and then I think it was
that
just a
hook
little bit
must have taken them into the boards because it sounded a lot harder than a hook would.
Sounded more like a board, as you said.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, the Canes down 6 with an opportunity to get on the board here.
Yeah, that hooking call going.
Let's have it as 39.
I don't have a 39.
I don't have a 39. I was looking at my sheet. I was like, wait a minute.
Going against somebody.
I think it might be Barlett. I think they might have meant to put 38.
Yep.
Hartung from distance goes to wide. Noss around the net. Over to Koo. Koo was absent last game, but here now. Hartung with an opportunity off a couple of bodies. Up top for Mouse Hartung. Great shot block there. Wow, what a great effort. That's something that...
Oh, you know what? I think that's Jonathan Wang who went to the box. Because we have him as 0, so that would make sense.
So he's one of the players that...
Yeah, one of the players, one of the mystery 0 players.
Getcha.
Yes. There we go. We solved the mystery.
Duncan.
That was a big hit there by Duncan on Koo, yeah. But just to finish my thought, with a minute left here on the power play for the Hurricanes, to finish my thought, to see where this game has come over the past, since 2018-19, but especially after the pandemic, Tampa's always been known, right? Everybody knew University of Tampa. Everybody knows Florida Gulf Coast. But, to see the Florida Southerns, to see UF now with a D1 team, FSU doing really well this year. And then to see smaller schools, to see Florida Tech doing well this year on the D3 level. Florida Southern, like I mentioned. Embry-Riddle always does well. FAU has come really come into their own, and they were the national runners-up at the D2 level last year. And
Jonathan Noss now with an opportunity. He's got Duncan with him. Noss shoots off the blocker of Stenzel. Yeah, but to kind of finish that thought,
by all accounts, there's no reason why
the growth of Florida hockey has been very remarkable.
There's no reason why FAU won't be a contender at the national tournament this year.
I mean, easily for the CHS.
They're ranked number 1 in the country right now.
They played these Gators just a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was last week. As Miami still tries to, as that penalty expires.
Well, did they play the D1 team or the D3 team?
The D3. It was this Florida Gators team. Florida lost 7-3 and then 7-2.
Yeah, so, FAU is always a powerhouse, and they draw really well, and it's a great experience going to see FAU hockey. And but like I said, to see where the growth of this game has come over the past 5, 6, 7 years, it's really incredible. This is a lot of fun to watch, and to see where this UM team has come over that time. Now with 2 teams, to go from a team that 2 years ago only won 1 game to now be a team that is a defending national champion is still incredible to say.
Yeah, we're talking to Redgar Ferry last night after he was kind of reminiscing. He was like, it started from this group of 10 guys that loved hockey.
Yeah, it really did. And I remember a couple of years ago, and my former broadcast colleague Ethan Gainey reminds me this. It reminded me of this a lot last year.
And there's a goal right there from Zelminski. Don't mean to interrupt you there, Justin.
No, that's fine. I think we should just continue our conversation. That was a very nice goal, though. Zelminski came in, and I don't know if you have a replay of it. I'd love to see it.
We just got the back half of
just
it.
the back end of it. Well, you saw all you need to see. The puck went in the back of the net. But he came flying in there, and he beat Harlan to Harlan's left, and now it's 7-0. So Florida in complete control of this game. But to finish that thought, the seniors this year, the seniors last year, they know all too well. There were games that I would show up here to broadcast the game, and I'd go hang out over in that corner by the locker room, and Tom would say, listen, I don't know if we're going to have enough guys to play tonight. And that's to come from that to now having 2 full games in a day.
Holy crap, there's a lot of people. Oh, my goodness.
Not much else you can say
right
there,
on.
right?
Oh, my gosh. Stay out. Gosh, Gupta basically playing goaltender. What is happening in this side of the net? Oh, my goodness.
At this point,
Gupta took one to the arm, and he's feeling that one. You can tell.
But at this point, the guys, this is the point of the game where one of 2 things is going to happen, right?
Ooh, what a save.
Either it's going to get really ugly, or you're going to see stuff like that where guys are just kind of hanging around, messing around. The puck's going to go off. It's going to get either sloppy like that or ugly. And I think we're all hoping for sloppy over ugly as long as nobody gets hurt.
Exactly. That was a dangerous play in the net. Lots of guys falling over, and when you have basically knives on your feet, it can get pretty dangerous pretty quickly. So we saw an injury earlier with an open ice hit on one of the Florida Southern players. Hopefully he's all right.
So, just to finish that thought, there were days where we assumed that there was going to be a forfeit. And then one guy would show up. And Tom would say, okay, we have enough players, let's play. And that was it. And the bench, I remember games where the UM bench was smaller than the D3 benches right now. And it was maybe a line and a half. And to see where this has come and this program has come and hockey in the state has come is really incredible. Players want to come down here to Florida, to Miami to play, and they're getting opportunities to play really competitive hockey.
Right in front. Good stick there by Jackson. From the point now, they score. Mistro with the goal there from the blue line, and the Gators go up by 8.
Well, Mistro had a really nice shot there from just in front of the blue line, center point, straight on shot. No traffic for Harlan Jackson, and he's definitely upset about missing that one.
Yeah, it's definitely a ton of bodies in front of the net, and Jackson not really feeling out where the puck would be, and this one just really has just opened up, and Miami.
So down 8-0. It's a perfect time for me to finish what I was saying and make my big announcement. Connor, having you here this season has been incredible. It's so great to have students involved here. You're following in the legacy that Ethan had last year in the broadcasting side. I'm not going to make you go out there and stop pucks. But having you here has been great. I've watched your development as a broadcaster this year, and I'm super proud of where we are with our broadcast. And I know for the fans, it hasn't been perfect, our broadcast, but every game we try to do better. We try to get better. We try to, fix our problems and figure out what's going on as we grow and build this broadcast into something really special. 2 years ago, I approached Tom about going away from Black Dog Hockey and launching our own YouTube page. We wanted it to be free. We wanted it to be something that anybody could watch anytime, on demand, live, however you wanted to watch it. We have succeeded at that. We're not perfect. We've got a long way to go, like I said, but we have a lot of growth still to come. But one of the things that I wanted to do when I came in, in 2017-18, was I wanted one day for this to be a student-run broadcast. Good opportunity there for Nas, but he was just tied up. And I inherited this broadcast from my good friend David Dwork, who I've known for years. He's probably covering the Panthers game right now. He's one of my closest friends here in South Florida. I'm so grateful for that. We were up at Pines Ice Arena in Pembroke Pines. I was 5 minutes away from my house. I remember there were games. I would get, $60 to broadcast the game, and then the camera person would get $20. So what I would do is I would say, well, I'll just run my own camera and I'll take the $80. And I did that. And that grew into, obviously the pandemic happened, and Juan Carlos Otero, who was running the program before, stepped aside. Tom came in and really saved this program. And I said, I remember I sent a message on Instagram to Tom, and I said, I sent it to the UM team, but it was Tom who answered. And I said, hi, this was after the pandemic. I said, hi, I have your equipment. I'd like to broadcast your games. So I was kind of, I kind of forced myself in to broadcasting there because I had all the equipment, right? And so that's how I met Tom, and he had this vision, and the vision is kind of came to life last year. But our vision was always to make this something free and to make this something that was fully student run, and I'm happy to announce that next year the University of Miami Hurricanes Hockey Network will be a student run portion of the University of Miami Hockey Club, and that's all thanks to you, Connor. I know you're going to get people involved, and we're going to build this out. So I'm going to step aside as far as the voice of the Hurricanes. I am not going away completely. I'm still going to be an advisor. I'm still going to be someone who helps with the equipment when something goes wrong. I'm still going to be a fan. I'm still going to be a viewer, and I'm going to follow this team. The University of Miami Hockey Club, I've seen so many players come through. I've seen more bad hockey than most people will ever see in their lifetime.
But you also won the national championship.
But the reward, you let me finish what I'm saying. The reward was a national championship. It was well worth it. I've seen some really good players come through here, and again, there were times where it wasn't their fault because they didn't know if they were going to play, and they were just happy to be out on the ice. And to see where this program is and to leave this program in the situation that it is in, I feel like it's the perfect opportunity for me to step back and step aside and give the reins to you, Connor, and give the reins to the students who should be in charge of this.
Promise you guys will not be disappointed with the people that will be brought in. I actually got connected with
Miami getting called for not enough men on the ice, by the way.
Not enough men. Wow. We got just under 2:30 left in this one. 8-0 your score still. But as I was going to say, I promise you guys will have just as good of a product as you did this year.
It's going to be better. It's going to be better because I'm not going to be here.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Hey, Justin, he taught us all from kind of the ground up here. I came in not really knowing. I kind of was like you. I kind of shot my shot on the DM on the UM
no,
page.
I held them hostage. I said, I have your equipment. You're
not broadcasting if I'm not there.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different.
A little different, but still all involved Instagram in some way, shape, or form. As Florida is still keeping that zone pressure that they've basically done the entire game. But Yeah, no, it's going to be a good next year. I'm sure this program will just continue to keep developing. I mean, this has become a great recruiting tool for people to come down here. Lots of guys from this school is known for being mostly New Englanders, mostly things like that, and there's some really good hockey up there. So if you're a New Englander listening, feel free. Apply to the University of Miami. But trust me, you won't be disappointed.
It's really funny. The two of the biggest players in the past 2 years, the captain this year, Max Mensimer, and assistant captain last year, Matt Schneider, both from the West Coast. But everybody else on these teams, all from the East Coast, the Northeast especially. And I think the only thing that Miami's missing are some true South Florida
That's what I was gonna
players. Like FAU, really, UF. A lot of these teams in the state of Florida have built their team from the state.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing missing from Miami, but I'm sure there's plenty of people out here that, maybe they come to the games and they say, I want to play for this team. And, given the opportunity, hopefully they will.
Shot wide there, but yeah, it's work in progress for Florida, but here comes Jonathan Nuss. Can he get one goal here? He comes right in, and Texas shot goes wide.
The thing I've noticed about Nuss tonight is that he just kind of holds up.
Right on front. Oh, geez, that was so close.
He'll fire on all cylinders, and then he'll just kind of stop.
Oh my gosh. Right on. Look at the angle that Stenzel's in right now. He's completely turned backwards with his skates turning the whole other way towards the players. And that somehow stays under him. And Miami couldn't find it in the back of the net. So with 16.3 left to go in regulation, Miami will have one more draw.
I'm going to try to do one last broadcaster's jinx here. Stenzel has 2 shutouts on the season. Let's see if that worked. Nope, didn't work. I tried. So Stenzel going to get his 3rd shutout of the year. He's going to improve to 8-7-0, or excuse me, 8-7-0 on the season, going over 500, and just a good win for the Gators, for the Hurricanes. Not the way that you wanted to end your season. With the 2 losses this weekend, that pretty much ends the season for the University of Miami Hurricanes D3 program.
Well, still a good season for this up-and-coming team. They've really battled through adversity. A lot of freshmen on this team. I know them personally as well because, dorm life and things like that.
These are your guys.
Yeah, I have one guy on my my floor, which is kind of funny.
And, the other thing to remember about this team, like you said, they're young. They played shorthanded most of the season. I would say that just having 2 teams was a success. And
hey, they were competitive. It was Coach Tomamello's goal.
Yep.
To be competitive in games, and then the Division II team to really compete. And I feel like both of them kind of checked the box.
Yep.
I think
absolutely. This has been. We knew that this season was not going to be like last year. Anybody who came in, and I was having this conversation with Tom this morning before the games. There is nobody in the world who should have come in with the expectation that this season was going to be last season 2.0. Last season was one of the most special teams you will see in terms of the team bonding.
Whoa! Hold on. Let's check this out. Actually, I don't know.
Turn the camera. There are fisticuffs going on outside of the ice as a player. I believe that was Wang.
It was John Joyce.
Hit John Joyce. Now there's a fight going on just outside of the glass. Everything was fine. Everything was looking fine until the little hit.
Yeah,
I believe that was Wang that hit John Joyce.
For some reason, John Joyce went over where the Gators were walking out. I don't know why he did that, because Miami traditionally goes through their bench and just goes straight back. But John Joyce seemed like he just wanted to, I don't know if it was troll or something like that.
Something was going on. There must have been something said during the handshake line, is all I can imagine.
And then there was a little, and then one of the
You know,
Gators
this
there.
game did not have any physicality
Yeah.
really, and that
Well,
came out of nowhere.
I think it's just John Joyce stepping over the line a little bit.
Yeah, but
Why is
where
he
was
going?
this on? In the
Where was
60
the
minutes
fight?
of play,
Where was the
right?
fight?
Exactly. I will allow me to be critical for a minute. There's 60 minutes of hockey that are being played, right? And in those 60 minutes, you've got to leave it all out there, and you've got to play the game of hockey and focus on playing a hockey game. That involves being physical. That involves scoring goals. That involves hitting players. That all that stuff. There is a time and a place to have a physical encounter with the player, right? And it's not while leaving the ice after an 8-0 loss, and when really there were no precursors to that. It really boggles my mind, to be completely honest. And unfortunately, that's the way that my UM broadcast career ends.
That's
with,
how
with
that ends. But
But anyway, just to finish, my thought and to kind of say goodbye to everyone. Now that we have a chance to to do that and things have calmed down
without
a little
being
bit.
interrupted with the fighting.
Yeah, my goodness. I completely lost my train of thought where we were, honestly. But this has been honestly a thrill. It's kept me young. I've loved every minute of being with the University of Miami Hockey Club and doing all these games. So I thank Coach Tom Amello for the opportunity. I thank David Dwork for the opportunity. I thank Juan Carlos Otero for the opportunity. I thank every single player whose name I've called over the years. I thank everybody who's ever been involved with this club in some way, shape, or form. I thank everybody who's run camera for me. Everybody I've met from the league, from AAU, the list goes on and on. So I thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for the opportunity that I've had to be with this club for as long as I have. And like I said, this is not goodbye. This is just so long for now. And I will always be here as a fan.
Sure, we'll be here.
And we'll be here to help the broadcast succeed. So thank you, everybody. And Connor, thank you for stepping in and taking the lead. I'm looking forward to the next 3 years from you.
Yeah, man, it's going to be exciting. 3 years. Not exciting tonight, though.
No, not exciting tonight. And that's going to do it here from the Kendall Ice Arena. Your final score one final time. University of Florida Gators 8, University of Miami Hurricanes 0. And hopefully somebody will be talking to you from Coral Springs at the College Hockey South playoffs, and then maybe from Jacksonville at the AAU finals. But for now, this is Justin Cohen for Connor Stein, and have a great night, and we'll see you again next time.